Hello, greetings and welcome to our YouTube channel. So the focus of this video is to show you how to make decisions in the BSG simulation game. Currently, we are making decisions for year 18 and I'll walk you through on how to make the decisions. Before you start making decisions in BSG, it's always important for you to evaluate the Comparative Competitive Efforts Report. That's the CCE report. We are Company C with the SQ rating of 8.1 and market share of about 31.1% in North America. This from the CCE report. In Europe, Africa, we have a similar SQ rating that is 8.1, while in Asia Pacific, we also have a similar SQ rating of 8.1. In Latin America, that's the same 8.1 with a market share of 49.3. So when you evaluate the market share with our competitors, you realize that we are high compared to our competitors. Let's kickstart our decisions. It's always important for you to start with the compensation and training page while making your decisions. And the main focus of this page is just to ensure that you are above the minimum wage. Currently, we are producing in only two market segments or warehouses. That's Asia Pacific and the Latin America facility. The minimum wage in Asia Pacific is 12,865, while with the base wage of 2, if we increase our base wage with 2%, we'll have 13,253. Let's drop this to 1. So we are still higher compared to the minimum. We are still higher compared to the minimum wage. So I think offering a base wage, increasing the base wage by 1% is fine. And then this is not like a real world, so it's not important for us to offer incentive pay and fringe benefits for now. We can bypass that and maybe we'll start offering that in the final 2 years. That's year 19 and year 20. So in the Latin America facility, the minimum wage is also 12,865 with a 2%. We are higher compared to that, so maybe we can click to 1% and see. So we'll leave this to 1%. For the best practices training, it's important for you to maintain them at a maximum from the start of the competition. So we have been maintaining the maximum, which is 7,500. Maybe we'll start dropping. This will help us save on our net profit and the ending cash. So we have to drop up to the point where we experience a change in the supplementary material cost impact. So let's start. So I think 57.50. It's a good investment for the best practices training in the Asia Pacific market. So let's make decisions for best practices training in the Latin America facility. So 42.50, that's fine, because at 42.50 we are experiencing the maximum or the optimum impact on materials cost impact. So we'll leave it that way. For the supervisory staff, a ratio of 40:1 is fine. The same applies to the Latin America facility, a ratio of 40:1. Compensation, we can maybe, because the minimum salary is 26,804, maybe we can drop this and see the change. So when we have 1, we have 27,600. That's still way above the industry average and the minimum salary. And this is in the Asia Pacific facility, so we'll maintain a compensation percentage change of 1. I think we'll also do the same in our Latin America facility. When we have 1%, the salary is 27,341, which is way above the minimum salary. So I think we'll maintain it at 1 also. So those are the decisions for the compensation and training page. We can decide to save them, to save the decisions before we proceed to the next decision. So the next one will be branded production, the branded production page. So branded production page, when you evaluate the CCE report, we have an SQ rating of 8.1, which is among the highest in the company, in the competition. In Latin America, we have 8.1, and the one closest to us is 7.4. In the Asia Pacific facility, our SQ rating is also 8.1. The one close is 7.4. In the Europe Africa, we have a competitor, Company B, with an SQ rating of 10. We are the second with 8.1, while in the North America facility, we have Company B ahead of us, 9.9, we have 8.1. So I don't think it will be wise for us to increase the SQ rating tremendously from 8.1. Maybe we can maintain the 8.3. That's a change of maybe 0.2. So it's also important for you to understand that the TQM or Six Sigma program impacts are cumulative. So you have to invest maximum at the start of the game, and then you'll reduce towards the end. In this case, I think we'll maintain an SQ rating of 8.3 in all the markets, but now we'll try to save on the cost of production by minimizing on the Six Sigma. So I think for 4.6 instead of 5 in the Asia Pacific, then 4.9. I think 4.9 in Latin America. We still have an SQ rating of 8.3. So on the part of pairs to be manufactured, we want to create these decisions now. We'll come back for them so we can save before we proceed to the next page. So let's go to not the production facility. Maybe let's go to wholesale marketing. Let's create our wholesale marketing decisions. So from the wholesale marketing page, you have to set the price for the retailers, the investments on your brand advertisement, mail and rebate, delivery time, and retailer support. So as you see, I've been having a 0 for the retailer support in the previous round, but I'll change that in this round, and I'll have to set the wholesale price. So what we'll start with is brand advertisement. We had invested maximally. Like in the previous round, we had 29,500 invested in brand advertisement for the North America market. In Europe, Africa, we had 28,500, 30,000 the maximum in Asia Pacific, and also 30,000 in the Latin America. So important here is to ensure that your net profit increases, maybe also your ending cash price. So let's change. We'll use the arrows, the drop down arrows. So when we increase our retailer brand advertisement in North America, it increases our net profit. We'll go with that maximum decision. In the Asia Pacific market, so we have a drop. Maybe we'll maintain 28,500 because that's where we experience the optimum net profit. So in the Asia Pacific, so we'll drop it to 29,000. What about the Latin America? So we'll drop it also to 29,000 because that's what gives us the optimum value for our net profit. The delivery time, we'll maintain it at 2 weeks. I don't think we'll change that. Then the retailer support, I want us to be above the industry average. So we'll evaluate the CCE report again to see what's the average retailer support offered. So here is North America, the value for retailer support. So the average is 1542. Maybe we'll go with maybe a similar value. Let's increase that. So as I was saying, we have to evaluate the average retailer support offered in the North America facility. because I want to introduce retailer support at this round. I've not been offering retailer support. In the North America facilities, the retailer support stands at 1,542. Maybe we'll offer nearly a similar value, 1542, so maybe a little bit higher, 1,750. In the North America, in the Europe Africa facility, the retailer support, the average retailer support stands at 1625. So maybe I'll also decide to go a little bit higher of 16. It was 1625. So I'll go a little bit higher. So 1750 is also a good figure for that case. While in the Asia Pacific market, the retailer support in this market stands at 1083. So I'll also go a little bit higher, 1083. So 1250 is fine. That's the next figure above 1080. What about the Latin America facility? So retailer support in the Latin America facility, we have 1125. Yes, 1125. So instead of a similar figure, we'll also try to go a little bit higher, 1125. So I think 1250 it's fine. It's fine. So we are done with the retailer support decisions. The delivery time we won't change. We'll maintain it at 2 weeks, and we'll also maintain the mail-in rebate at 5. Brand advertisement, we had made that decision. So what remains is us to set the wholesale price. The wholesale price for our products in the different markets. But remember, in North America and Europe, Africa, we have to charge a little bit higher because we don't have production facilities in these markets. So we'll start with the Latin America facility and see what price we'll set. So I think dropping the price to 78 is better, because this way we have the maximum net profit for the Latin America facility. Despite us increasing our SQ rating, we can decide to go with that decision. What about the Asia Pacific market? So we have a net profit of 607. So 607, 600, 607. So increasing this to 83, I think that's also fine, because that's where we have the maximum net profit. While in the Europe Africa market, so I think we'll drop this to 80. And in the North America facility, so maintaining the price at 98, it's fine. So I think because we also produce in the Asia Pacific market, we'll aim to drop the price to almost a figure close to the Latin America facility. Maybe, let's see, 79, we have 610. So I think 80 is fine. Maybe we should increase this one to 81. can decide to maintain it at 98. Maybe we increase this a little bit to maybe 84, 80, 78. I think with a net profit of 609, that's fine. So we are done with the retailer support decisions. The next decision is filling the competitive assumptions. So these are just assumptions. You don't have to worry about them, like a predicament of what the market performance will be. So personal knowledge is that the SQ rating will keep on improving, same to the model availability, the wholesale price, and the brand advertisement. Rebate offer also, but the delivery time will drop because the more you drop your delivery time, the more market demand you create, while the retailer support will also increase. So maybe we can increase by 1 in all the markets to increase the SQ rating by 1. Instead of 6.1, we'll have a 6.3. Also here have a 6.3. So models will also increase them to 9310 instead of 305, 325, instead of 307, 327. Yeah, so wholesale price will also increase maybe by 1 also. So 75.7. So we'll also increase brand advertisement maybe by a bit. So instead of 9250, we'll have 9750 in that market and 9500 in this market. Rebate offer will increase instead of 3.8 to 4.2, instead of 3.5, 3.9, instead of 3.7, 4.10, instead of 3.5, 3.9. And then delivery time, because we want, sorry for that, but because delivery time we want it to maintain at about 2 weeks, maybe we'll drop this to 2. Also, instead of 2.2, we drop to 2. Instead of 2.3, drop to 2.1. Instead of 2.2, drop to 2. Then retailer support will increase 16.25 instead of 16.25, 17.25. Instead of 10.83, we go to 11. Instead of 11.25, we'll go to 12.25. So those are the decisions for our wholesale marketing page, 98, 84, 80, 78. So I think these decisions are fine. We'll save the decisions, and next we'll move to the internet marketing page. So we'll save that. Let's go to the internet marketing page. So for the internet marketing page, there are a few decisions to make. The search engine advertisement decisions. Let's evaluate and see what the average or what our competitors are offering for the search engine advertisement. We won't offer any free shipping at the moment because I think when you evaluate the CCE report, we have like 2 people who are offering the free shipping, but you should remember that free shipping it's into your net profit and ending cash, so it's not advisable, but at times it improves because it enables you create more market demand for your product. So we were looking at our search engine advertisement investments. So search engine advertisement, like we have the industry average is 5,500. We spend almost 27% higher. I don't think we'll change in the North America facility. In the Europe, Africa market, we offered, the industry average was 25. We offered almost 60% more. So I don't think we'll change that also. We offered 68% compared to the industry average in the Asia Pacific market. So I think we'll also maintain that. We won't change. In the Latin America market, our search engine advertisement investment was almost 65% higher than the industry average. So I don't think we'll change that also. So I think in this case, we'll maintain most of these decisions for the free shipping and search engine advertisement. What will change is the retail price. So retail price always opts to be 40% higher than the wholesale price. So I think in the North America market we'll maintain our 137, but in the Asia Pacific we'll be forced to drop. so to 118 instead of 120. In the Asia market we can maintain 41 is not a bad figure, but we'll also have to drop it in the Latin America facility. So I think 109 is fine. So 112.09, so that's fine. We are through with our internet marketing decisions. So the next is distribution and warehouse, or distribution and warehouse decisions. Important is for you to always zero in all the markets before you start making your decisions. So we'll zero in all the markets before we start making our decisions. So let's now kickstart our decisions. The demand in our Latin America facility, we have a shortfall of about negative 4,700. So I think having 4,850 in this market is beneficial. So we have a surplus of 32. That's so low. Maybe let's do 49.50 and see, because we want to have a figure of about 100. So 132, that's way above, but it's fine. We are remaining with about 396 pairs. We'll ship those to 396. We'll ship them to the North America facility. So that's fine. You have to always satisfy your production area. Like in this case, we'll also always have to start with our Asia facility, the Asia Pacific facility. Like for the Asia Pacific facility, we'll always have to start with the Asia Pacific warehouse. The demand in this sector, we have a shortfall of about negative 4,100, maybe 4,250. It's a good figure. Let's see. We have a surplus of 7. That's so low. Maybe we should increase this to 40, I think 4350 or 4400. So a surplus of 157. That's fine. It's way above the target of about 100, but remember when we evaluate our CCE report, like in this case, gained or lost due to stock out. So we lost about 28 in our Latin America facility because of stock out. If you look at the Asia Pacific, we also lost about 22. In the Europe Africa, we lost a market of 6 because of shortfalls, while in the North America facility, we lost about 207 because of stockouts. That's why we have decided to have an extra surplus of about way above 100. So in our Europe Africa warehouse, we have a shortfall of negative 3,359. So maybe if we decide to ship 3,500 in that market, 3,500 in that market, so we have still have a shortfall of 305. So maybe 3,800, 3,850. I think that's a good figure. So we have a surplus of 45, still way below. So what about 4,000? So 4,000, we have 195. I think that's fine. We'll maintain that 195. So the remaining we have a shortfall of about 288 in our North America warehouse. But I think, what about if we ship all the remaining 24, 34? So we have a surplus of 104 in our North America facility. But because we lost so much in our North America facility, about 207, I think we'll have to increase our production to maybe have a surplus of about 200 in that segment. Or maybe because we have almost 200 in our Europe Africa market, we can reduce this to 3,900. Let's see. So 39 we have 112. What about 3,950? So 162, that's fine. And then the 50, we can ship the extra 50 to North America. So we have 24.84. So 154, I think this is fine because we are way above 150. So I think we can maintain these decisions. Next, we can save the decisions. Save. So we'll move to production facilities because we have made decisions on what productions we need to make. I don't think we'll increase facility space in our Asia Pacific market because we have 13,000. I think that's fine. Maybe we can increase in the Latin America facility. So construction of additional space 1,000, maybe 2,000 because this space takes 1 year before the construction is finished. And then because we have production equipment available in our Latin America facility, we have 7,000, so we have a space of 1,000. Maybe we can buy production facilities for 1,000. So I think that will be fine. But remember, space takes 1 year before it's initiated, and the production equipments are released immediately. So with those are our decisions for production facilities. So we'll go to branded production. So let's change a little bit. Okay, let's increase. Sorry about that. So we'll maintain it at 8.3. So the production needed is 16,000. We are currently producing 16,600. I think, let's see, distribution and warehouse, 54. So branded production, I think with this, it's fine. So we are producing 11,000 in our Asia Pacific market, which is way below the regular time because we want to maintain some production for our private labels. So we'll leave them that way. I think we have the good decisions for our branded production facilities. What will change is these decisions here. Maybe 5.7, we increase them. Superior materials, we also increase them. So let's move to our next decisions. Sorry about that. So our next decisions, we made decisions on compensation. We made decisions on production facilities, distribution. Maybe we'll go to private label operations. Yeah. So the global minimum for private label pairs is 5, but in our Latin America facility, we are producing an SQ rating of 4.6. We'll have to increase that to at least the recommended figure, the recommended global figure. Maybe 5.2 is fine. So that's fine. So we'll also have to zero in all the market segments before we decide on the amount of of shipments to make for private label operations, and you always have to start satisfying your production area. So here we'll start with our Latin America facility. So you don't have to go way above or beyond your projected private label market share if offer is accepted, because you remain with so much. So I think in this case, 950, that's translate to 31.3% of the market is fine. Then we'll go to the North America warehouse. So 800 in that facility is fine. And then for our Asia Pacific market, so I think 1,000 is fine, while for the Europe, Africa, so 800. So when it comes to setting price, this is the price offer for our last year decisions, which was here 17. Before you set decisions on the price offer of your private labels, it's always important for you to evaluate the CCE report also. From this CCE report, the maximum allowed for the North America facility is 68.5. This figure here, the maximum 68.5. Last we had a price of 59 and we were able to sell some, while we had someone offering 66 and he was able to sell. So I think we'll increase our prices to also 66, maybe 66.1, or maybe 67. Now let's go with an odd number of 67 in our North America facility. For the Europe Africa facility, the maximum is 66.5. We offered 60 and we were able to sell, so we were the highest. I think for this case the maximum is 66. We'll go with 65 point something, or maybe 65 flat. For the Asia Pacific, Company C, we had a price of, the highest price is 64. We offered 59 and we were able to sell all of our produce. We had someone offering 65 but he was not able to sell, so maybe instead of 59 we moved to 61 for our Asia Pacific facility. And then the last market segment is our Latin America. We offered 59.89 and we were able to sell. The maximum is 66. We had someone offering 60 and he was able to sell. Maybe we'll go with 63. So let's go back to our decisions and feed the decisions. So here we said we'll increase this to 67, maybe 0.1 in our North America facility. In the Europe Africa, we'll increase this to 65. Sorry about that, 65. Then in our Asia Pacific market, instead of 59, we'll offer 61. So in the Latin America, our last market will offer 63. So I think those decisions are fine. And you also have to click on this on whether to incorporate the projected outcomes for this region into year 18 projections. So we'll click yes in all the market segments, and I think we are done with our private label operation decisions. So the next will be celebrity endorsements. For this year, we have 3 celebrities. That's Judge Judy, Bronco Mars, and Steph Caraway. We offered 6,000, but you can see we have already people offering a contract amount of up to 30,000. So for this time, we won't terminate any of the contracts for our celebrities, and maybe when the celebrity endorsement decisions will be available, we'll try to outcompete other players in the market for more celebrities. So we'll go to corporate citizenships. So as you can see, we were the CSR award winners for year 17, Company E, while we were the runners up and not the winners. So I think we are doing fine. But if you evaluate the report on CCE, the awards, so we have won the past. We only won in year 14, and we have been becoming second in year 15, 16, and 17. So maybe it's time for us to improve. Maybe I think we'll just maintain a 2% charitable contribution. We'll also continue using recycled material packages. Ethics training will also continue. So we'll continue with most of our decisions. Sorry about that. We'll continue with most of our decisions. That's it for the corporate citizenship. So we'll go to our last decision, which is the finance and cash flow. For the finance and cash flow, the most important thing is this area here, performance on credit rating. So we have an interest coverage ratio of 82.31, which is fine. This shows that we keep on paying our loans. A debt to asset ratio of 0.10, which is also a good figure, and our risk of default is low, so that's also a good figure. So first we'll start with maybe repaying some of the loans we had, because if you look at the interest ratio charged on these loans, we have almost 6.2, while right now we are capable of taking a loan with an interest of 5, which is a bit lower. So we'll make a decision to pay some of those loans, and then we'll go and repurchase some of the shareholder equity. So we'll repurchase some of the stocks so that we can lower our shareholder equity, because lowering our shareholder equity will help us increase our earnings per share and our return on equity, but most specifically our return on equity. So let's make decisions on how much stock we should repurchase. So I think repurchasing maybe 700, that's fine. And then we'll also be forced to take some loan, and I'll always prefer a 10-year loan or a 5-year loan, because we are at year 18, so 5 years before they elapse the game will be over. Maybe because this has a lower interest ratio, maybe we can decide to take maybe 150 so that we can offset the shortage in projected cash balance at the end of the year. So let's go with maybe taking a loan of 150,000 and see. So 23,000. We still have a shortage on our projected performance, so we'll increase as we look at our projected cash balance and the advice given, because we want to have a positive figure. So 43,000 is a positive figure. I think we'll go with that. 43,000. We'll take a 5-year loan of 170,000. We won't issue dividends at this stage, but I think with those decisions we are fine, because when you evaluate the measures for year 18, like we have a net revenue of 1.6 million, which is almost 2.5%, a positive 2.5% change compared to the previous year. That's an improvement. A net profit of 563,000, which is almost 15.1% higher compared to our previous year 17 decision. So that's the final. We can save these decisions, and I think with these decisions we'll continue dominating the game, because we have been top. If you evaluate this the scoreboard, company C, we are leading. We are also reading through the GTT. So I hope with these decisions we'll continue being the top.